Hello everyone, this is Jason Merkel with Horizon Hobby, and we're out at the Las Vegas Soaring Club on the west side of Las Vegas today, just outside of Red Rock Canyon, to do something a little bit different. This is the E-flite T-28 Trojan 1.1 meter. We already have a flight talk video that's up on this. That video was geared a bit more towards someone who is making their next step from a trainer, as using this as a second model. We show it on 3S, we show it on 4S, we show how the safe select option works. So again, geared a little bit more towards the low time person moving up. This video is to show a little bit more of what this airplane can do in the hands of an experienced pilot as a great, just all-around fun-to-fly sport airplane. So just some real quick details. I won't go into all of them because we do cover a lot of those in that video, but this is the fourth iteration of this model, and a lot of guys may say, why would you bring a model back 4 times? Because over a decade ago, when we came out with the first version of this, it took the market by storm. It was a blast to fly then, and in the time since then, we've now upgraded and updated it, added a bunch of new features, and on top of that, we've improved the airframe so it can handle more power, which we've put in there with a now 3S and 4S compatible motor. We have a 30 amp telemetry capable ESC, and so I'll show you guys some of the telemetry before I take off. By the way, for this video, I'm using the Spectrum NX8. In the other video, I just used a DXS, which is the same transmitter that's included with a lot of our trainers, because a lot of people who are moving up from a trainer will have that transmitter to use. It worked great. No issues at all. It even had battery telemetry, which is awesome. But now with an airwear equipped transmitter, a Spectrum DX6E, 8E, a DX689, now the NX series, and of course the IX series, we get even more data through that telemetry capable ESC. So it's really, really good stuff. But real quick on the airframe, we beefed up the motor mount to handle a more powerful motor. We beefed up the nose gear steering to handle hard landings. We went to a fully molded horizontal stab with fiberglass spars inside there to help stiffen that. It looks better, it lasts longer, it works better overall. We also beefed up the wing, so that way it didn't flex and potentially fold by flying it aggressively with the 4S battery in particular. And again, the motor is set up for out-of-the-box 3S and 4S compatibility. You don't have to change the prop, you don't have to change any settings, you just can put in a 3S and then switch to a 4S, no problem. With the 3S battery, it's got good performance, but it is a lot of fun to fly with the 4S battery. It has unlimited vertical performance. It's absolutely a blast with that in there. It's pretty darn fast, which you guys will hopefully see here in the video today. And then on top of that, it has good flight times even still when you're flying it around aggressively. So real quick, what I did different for this video is I did go ahead and change the position of the push rods in the servo arms and or the control horns. So what I did for fun to get more control throw is I went all the way in on the rudder control horn. I went all the way to the innermost hole. I also did the same on the ailerons. I went all the way into the innermost hole on the control horns. The elevator, I did it differently because on that one, inside on the servo arm, the push rod was already on the inside hole. I went all the way to the outside hole. So, and because I did that, you guys can probably see in the video here, I've got a lot more throw available. More throw than you need, but hey, why not? If you can handle it, it's a lot of fun to have this extra throw. You can do wicket snaps and spins and other maneuvers like that. It does have a little bit too high of control throws for the stock AS3X gains. You guys might see that in the video here at full throttle. It will bobble a little bit, especially the elevator in particular. Now, you could retune that if you wanted to. So with our new smart receivers, this Bind and Fly Basic version model I'm flying here today comes with a Spectrum AR631 smart receiver. You do have the option to unlock it to utilize the forward programming to modify the gains, adjust the gains for AS3X. So you would have to go through that process. We'll link to a video down below in the description and also in that first pinned comment that shows you how to unlock the smart receiver, how you can back up the file that it comes with for the Bind and Fly Basic version, which we already factory tuned with AS3X and Safe Select. You'll back that up. That way, if you don't like what you do, you can go back to that. You back it up in the receiver, but then you can change it if you want to. I didn't change it. I just wanted to show you guys really quick, if I increase the control throws, don't touch the gains, I wanted to show you what it can do. So before it gets too dark, I'm gonna go ahead and put this out on the runway, but then I'm gonna come over and show you guys some of that telemetry, which is really cool stuff. So I've got the ESC status screen up. This is one of my favorite screens because you can see the battery bar at the top. It's kind of an approximate indication of how much battery power you've got left. You can see real-time RPM, which if I bump the throttle off here, you guys will see that change there a little bit, hopefully. Yep, there it is. And then you can see real-time the motor current. You can see the throttle percentage, the FET temp, which is basically the ESC temp. You can also then see, scroll through here to the next one, we've got the AS3X settings. The gains are listed there, but again, you cannot adjust those unless you unlock the receiver. We also have the safe limits. The angle limits are there, which you can also adjust if you unlock. And there's some gyro data and some G-force data, which is really cool. Hopefully I remember to show that at the end of the video, because I bet we're gonna get a lot of G's into this one. And so again, that telemetry data is a nice touch. It's not the full suite of smart technology and smart telemetry data. This is not a full smart ESC, it's an E-flite telemetry capable ESC, but it still gives us a lot of really good information. So let's go ahead and fly it. I am using a Spectrum 4S 2200 30C battery today. And I am going to go ahead and fly in the AS3X mode. I do have Safe Select enabled, but I won't be using it. All right. And I am going to go to high rates, which with the increased control throws, it is a lot of control throw, a ton. And so don't be alarmed when you see it maybe bouncing around a little bit when it comes to the elevator, because the gain might be a little high for this control throw. It still works, and it's still a lot of fun to fly. So here we go. So 1.5 snap to inverted. One of my favorite maneuvers with this airplane right off of takeoff. And you can see with 4S, it is moving. Woo-hoo-hoo. It's cooking. A lot of fun to fly, has a lot of power. I really like having the increased rudder throw in particular, because with the lower throws that it comes with out of the box, it's kind of hard to knife edge well, but now with the increased throw, it's no problem. So I can do kind of a nice, smooth, slow rolling circle here. Go way out there if I want to. Has so much power with this new power system and the 4S battery. It's unbelievable. Show you some of that here. Pull up vertical. It'll just go like that all day long, but let's not go too high. A little bit of a spin on the way back down. And it just is a phenomenal flying airplane, guys. If you haven't flown one of these in the past, you really need to get one. It is so, so fun. It's just a very, very easy to fly, easy to handle aircraft for an experienced pilot with no bad habits. It can do really wicked stuff when you crank the throws up. A lot of fun. Some of the knife edge capability. Let's push it and bring it around. Love this all yellow painted finish that we switched to now. The previous ones were white with some red trim, which looked good, but this is really cool with the yellow. Love that. Woof. And it's so nice because you can change direction so quickly with that extra elevator throw. And then you can do wicked snaps. It still doesn't roll incredibly fast. You can potentially adjust the servo arms where the push rod is at on those to get a little bit more throw. It is such a fun to fly airplane. Woo! Turn back around, look at that. It is amazing how fast you can turn around. Unbelievable. I know in years past, a lot of clubs used to use this as a club racer. So they would set up some pylons, everybody had to buy one, keep it stock, fly with the same battery, and see who could get around the pylons the fastest, and it was so much fun for that. But it's also just a ton of fun to do kind of sport aerobatics. It is a T-28, it is a scale looking model, but the point of it was to be a sport scale model that it looks like a scale airplane but flies like a sport model. And it's exactly that. It's so much fun. I love it. Absolute blast to fly with this increased control throw on 4S. Can do these pretty wicked snaps and tumbles. And then it just comes right out of it. It's that good handling of an airplane. And then at the same time, which I showed in the other video, you can easily slow it down and just cruise around slow and easy. Keep it a little high alpha there to slow it down some more. Oh, and then we can even pull it into a hover, which it doesn't do this particularly well because the ailerons aren't full span, but it can kind of hover there. A little more practice, maybe I can hover it down low. Bring it back behind a knife edge. And then what else I can do with the extra throw is knife edge snaps. So knife to knife snap. Not the prettiest one there, but it can do them. I'll have to practice those a bit more. And then even with the increased control throws, it's still pretty darn manageable when it comes to doing a pretty fast rolling circle. I'll have to work on my timing a little bit with this increased control throw, but it can do it. Now on high rates, I do have it at 100%. I'm gonna switch to my mid rates, which is 75% throw on all my surfaces. Makes it a little bit easier to manage for just kind of simple sport flying. Now you can pull full up and it doesn't kind of stall out like it did with the 100% elevator throw. You can see that. So that is something you'll want to program if you do turn the rates down. Still has a good amount of roll authority, decent rudder capability as well, even with that 75% mid rate. So fun. And of course that unlimited vertical. Just a fun to fly, no hassles, super simple airplane. It doesn't have flaps, it doesn't have retracts. That wasn't the intent of it. If you want all of that and you want a more scale experience, we have the 1.2 meter T-28 available with all those features. This is just meant to be simple, durable, high value, high fun. An airplane that you could take risks with and not feel bad for doing it.
30 seconds.
I just love flying it. And again, would be a great club racer. If you've got enough guys to do that, it would be a blast. Probably even a good airplane to do a little bit of pattern flying with. Challenge your buddies, see you can fly it more precise. It's surprising how precise it can be, especially when you're flying at the high speed and using not a lot of throw.
7, 6,
Ah, so much fun.
4, 3.
It's almost no wind right now, so I can take off and land either direction. Do a quick touch and go this way. And for fun, we'll do my 1.5 snap to inverted, because I love doing that with this airplane. And then we'll land it on the other end here now. Maintains energy well, no bad habits. Easy to land, easy to fly, super enjoyable, even for an experienced pilot, guys. Just grease it on the runway there. I still got some juice left. I just looked at my telemetry, and that's the nice thing about having the telemetry. Even though my timer's done, I can tell based on the battery voltage, and because I haven't hit the low voltage alarm that I set in my transmitter, that I still have juice to keep flying. So I will. And that's the beauty of smart technology. Oh, and just as I say that, there it is. That's my transmitter telling me my battery's getting down low. You can adjust the setting that happens at. I have it set to 3.4 volts right now, which flying it the way that I've been flying it, I usually end up landing with about maybe 20% or so left. So I still have a little bit of time. And notice, even at full throttle here, if you guys can hopefully hear that, I'll do a real quick pass. I haven't hit the LVC in the ESC, so you don't hear the motor pulsing, but you hear my radio beeping. So again, that is one of the beautiful features of having that real-time battery telemetry, in particular with this telemetry capable ESC, and then also with the full spectrum of smart suite as well. All right, let's bring her in. There it is. One of my all-time favorite airplanes. I've been flying for almost 30 years. I've had multiple of these over the years. This airplane is going to go with me everywhere. I like that it has 365 on the nose because that's how many days I wish I could fly it. Oh, it doesn't quite taxi through gravelly surfaces here, but there you guys have it. That is the E-flite T-28 Trojan 1.1. It's been updated and upgraded to be better and more fun than ever before for an experienced pilot, but it's also a phenomenal airplane for a person that's moving up from a trainer. It's a great next step airplane. It's a great first low wing airplane, a great first scale airplane. If you're looking to get into warbirds, it's a great place to start. Just a great all-around model, unbelievable price. Be sure to check out our website for more details. If you want more information, you want to see a few more of the details and see some of the flying on 3S and also with the DXS transmitter, be sure to check out our other Flight Talk video, which we'll link to below. And then check out some of the reviews from some of the other YouTube channels. There's a bunch of them already out there. Everybody's loving it. Everybody's having a blast with it. We hope you get one too. Thank you.